And we're back, and last time Bon Voyage told us to find gunpowder. Now Bon Voyage can say that to his visage when he forgets about me later on. Haha, bad French puns. Whatever, this old guy knows about gunpowder. Maybe. Not really, we're not entirely sure. Yeah, I think I'll... No, not really. I don't think I'm going to heal up before heading there, because basically we're just going back to the area we were in before. And believe me, we're gonna walk this yellow brick, golden road a few times still. It's one of the slightly more annoying parts about this game. Why do I keep getting pui pui grass? I don't need that much pui pui grass. By the way, if anybody wonders, is level 6-ish the kind of level you're supposed to be at for this part? Yeah, seems about right. You could be maybe a level or two higher, but overall it's not terrible. You know, it's not terrible under-level or over-leveled or anything like that. So, if you feel like playing the game yourself and, I don't know, telling me that I should actually be close to level 10 right now, not really. The area, you know, the dungeon areas generally tell you the levels of... Let's see if I'm gonna survive this smoke. Nope! Oh well. Yes, the dungeon areas and all generally tell you the level of the monsters. Oh, I already died. Actually, let's use this. What does it do? Okay. Before I keep forgetting, the dungeons tell you the level of the monsters that you're going to be facing. So, being around that level, maybe a bit higher, is generally the idea. So, I'm not really over or under leveled. During what time would I be the level for the first class change? I generally notice around the time when I have to find 4 of the mana stones, so usually the first or second elemental mana stone you go for. That's when you're expected to be about... The monsters are close to level 16, but you can easily grind on them a bit if you want to get the first class change faster. There we go. Okay. Great! And here we are in the dwarf village that all look like the blacksmith. Sorry. Oh, what's an item shop? Great. Like the blacksmith from Secret of Mana. I don't know, was it ever mentioned that he's a dwarf? Then again, he was in the dwarf kobold village, I guess. No thanks. But yes, of course, we have to go look for Watts, because we can't just get something that we want without walking through multiple hoops. Also, if you're wondering, is there a type of ultimate equipment? Yes, there is. Sort of one set for almost every class. I should sell this stuff while I'm at it. As for the ultimate equipment, if you will, for the starting class, there is, a hat, a helmet, hat thing, armor, and weapon. Her ultimate weapon for her starting class is called Blockbuster. The rest I don't remember all that well. I think Angela's ultimate weapon for her first class was Ciceron, or something similar like that. And if you have them in the beginning of the game, they are pretty overpowered. They make the first boss and most of the bosses for a while actually kind of jokes. Yeah, that's the thing with the inn. If you approach it during the night, you can only sleep until the day. And yes, Lisa is wearing green underwear. Isn't that interesting to know? As for the other ultimate equipment, there's one set for each of the first appearances, or first class changes. The second ones, and technically the third, considering the second class change also has 2 paths, they each have their personal thing to pick. Ah, you see, level 4, so for this area I'm a bit over leveled, but will encounter level 7 fast enough. As for how do you get the ultimate equipment? By having brown seeds that are called Wippenarme seeds. They are part of various seed parts that you may remember seeing in inns, a sort of tiny pot. That's where you put the seeds in, and depending on what they are, item, weapon, armor, seeds, or the question mark ones, which I'm going to explain later as they are part of the class change, they grow into something else. And yes, the weapon armor seeds are randomized. No. No! I don't have that much cash. As said, the weapon armor seats are randomized, which can be annoying and difficult at times because, well, you might be trying to get a certain armor or weapon for one of your party members, and it will only spawn the weapon or armor for one of your party members. So if you do not have Angela in your party, no need to worry, considering you will not be getting her armor via those seeds. It can be difficult to get them because at times you could end up with one of your partner's weapons over and over, which is annoying because you do want to get the set together. Although the good thing is, the sets sell for pretty good money, or look, however you pronounce the currency in this game, luck, Luke. One thing I noticed though, with the first class changes set, they do include not just the helmet, weapon armor, but also a sort of ring accessory. I sometimes had trouble of them not being able to equip them, although they were in the proper character's inventory. Not that you aren't already extremely overpowered if you have the set early. By the way, yes, this is one of the item seeds. The weapon armor ones are brown, the question mark ones are golden. There we go. And how do you get the weapon armor seeds? I personally noticed them being naturally dropped about well, pretty close to the end. And I mean after like the second arc when you're in the final third of the game. There we go. At least it didn't spawn a treasure chest. In case you're wondering, are these seeds worth anything other than for planting in there? Yes, you can use them as party healing items, but they only heal 50 HP each, which is pretty decent if you like have a cheat code and you have them in the beginning of the game. But later on in the game, it's kind of not that great in terms of really good healing. You can do it, but only if you really need a quick heal and have multiple of them that you just can throw them one after another. Oh no, she has been slowed down? And here we are in front of the spoilers boss area. Once again, I'm gonna use a Dream Sea Herb because this can be a difficult boss. Yeah, so this one can be a difficult boss because, well, I never really counted, but I do think he has a pretty large amount of HP actually. And for the most part, this is the second boss, and you would only have one elemental spirit with you, and their spell if you have Angela in your party. Another problem is this Jewel Eater can also use Power Punch, which, as the name implies, is a pretty... yeah... a pretty painful punch. And yes, that's a slight problem with this. If your party members are counting as being in the middle of an attack position, you cannot access their menu, which is pretty annoying. But overall, half a second later, as you see, should it be enough? Oh good, we got him without anybody dying. That's wonderful, and we are barely 18.5 minutes in. Also, I think I saw the video lagging for like a few seconds. I'm not sure how that worked on the video, but we did it. Gnome! Hello! Wonderful. Yeah, this is how we obtain the gunpowder if we do not have the money for it. Yes, please, warp me out. Also, one thing I want to mention. We do have an option for an alternate path at this point. If we had had the money, the 5,000 or the 3,000 luck, to buy the gunpowder, then we could have proceeded to Forcena and talked to the king, who would have told us, you know, well, plot convenience, you have to get Gnome before you actually get to proceed in the story. He tells you that there's a shortcut in the Forsena area that pretty much drops you in front of the area of the boss. So if you missed Gnome, no worries, you're basically forced to get in there, and when Watts warps you out, he warps you to the shortcut that was in Forsena. Anyway, I'll see you next time when we go back to Bon Voyage and get blasted out of a cannon.